Okay. Oh, we have 100 already with us. Hi, everyone. Hi. Please use the slider. You know, if you are regular, that we using slider to start our webinars to communicate. So, please, just scan this QR code, or if you're using a phone, please type in the Google slider.com and use this number, and you will be able to use it through the session. I have a very important question for you to answer. Hi, Harrison. Hi. Okay. So, I see people adding. I have a question for you, so please use the slider. Use it. Yeah, and my question is like that. Very important. Oh, hi, I'm also from Zaporizhia. Hi. Where are you from? Please use slider. Let's create our own word wall. Yes, we will see this cloud. I want to save it and even share it to show that people from different cities and places with us today. Oh, we have leaders. Odessa, Kiev. Okay. Usually it's Dnipro, one of the leaders for us, but we have a lot of people today. Kривий Ріг, Кам'янське, Балак, Клія, Melitopol. Please stay strong. I'm from Zaporizhia. No, yes, we really want you back. Okay. Suma, yes, fast woman. Oh, it's so interesting how it gets bigger. And also in the chat, I see Nikopol, Dnipro, Samber, Lьвівська область, region. Okay, Kyiv, Dnipro. Oh, they have leader. Kyiv. Oh, and you can type in several times. It's an interesting feature. You can use it several times. So it's something that we can use as participants of webinars, but also as teachers. It's one of the interesting features. You can learn vocabulary like that. Yeah, maybe not primary school, but secondary, definitely. Okay. Hi. Okay, you see, I'm not alone today. Today we have a guest, and you probably know this guest very well, as it is Diana Golovany with us today. She's from Kyiv. Yeah. She's from Kyiv. Okay, so I will give you a moment to finish typing where you're from. And we will take a look at our agenda. As we have conference, we need agenda. It will be hard for us to stick to it as we have a lot to discuss. That's why I created agenda, and I want you to see what we prepared. What's in it for you? This Imagine for Ukraine. Okay. Mykolaiv, hi. Rivne region, hi. Myrnograd. Yeah, sorry, it's just camera and I need to do like that. So, like a toy. To see the chart, I will move it a bit. Okay, I can see it better. Hi, Berdansk. Hi, neighbors. Okay, I see people are still typing. Oh, we have a lot of people with us. Almost 200. Yeah. Have you invited your colleagues? Be honest with me. Have you? Okay, I will show you agenda. Let's take a look. We will start with getting friendly with Imagine for Ukraine. It's one of the biggest achievements for us during this year. I can show you. I have my copy. I believe Diana also has hers. So it's really, then I received it. It was like, oh, my treasure. I recalled the Lord of Rings. Seen it.
Yeah, so I bet it looks like something like a magazine with all the pictures, bright photos, everything. It's really nice to hold in hands, right?
Yeah, and I was surprised. It's very easy to pick up. Then I recalled that it's not for me. It's for very young children to take with them to the classroom. So it's really good. It's easy one. It's not so heavy. Okay. Obviously, The first speaker would be Diana, as she's not only just the editor-in-chief and helped with adaptation. She's an author of several parts of Ukrainian content. For us, it's important. I believe that other books have Ukrainian content, and the Imagine for Ukraine obviously has such content. You see her topic, we will be talking about formative assessment. I enjoy it. In GL, we always talk about formative assessment, but I enjoy this approach. It's so easy to see how to implement it, and it's so innovative. You can make a lot with it, and you can play with it and adapt to your own style. So it's not something like a new trend that's hard to implement. No, it's a really interesting one. So I'm really looking forward to this speech. Hi. Please write where you're from, not only just hi and hello. So, questions and answers for Diana. Then I will give you a short break. We will listen to music. Every conference for linguists, while I'm standing as a multi-consultant, needs some music to relax. So we will be listening for 5 minutes only. Then my speech. I want to talk about very basic things, vocabulary teaching and strategies. I want just recall with you what we discussed for, let's say, half a year through different webinars, what we can implement for starting school, yes? And also I will be showing you all the components for Imagine for Ukraine and telling you there to take a look, what to take to your classroom. That's why we will be having something like that, starting school checklist. We will take a look at materials and we will take a look, they have a site. So I will show you there to look, yes? Then questions and answers. So a pretty big one, pretty ambitious one, yes? But let's start with the great and friendly with Imagine for Ukraine. And before that, certificate. Who knows? Tell me, how often? No, not like that. How many days they give you a break after webinar before you receive your certificate? Who knows? The usual. 3. Okay, we are changing it. We are really changing it. You see, now we want to, 3-4 days. And I usually tell you if it's Thursday, wait till Monday, yes? But this time I will tell you within 2 weeks. Can you guess why? Why we have to wait almost to the end of August? How do you think? 2 weeks. Where we will be spending this time? Maybe we will take a vacation with Diana? And how do you think? 2 weeks, it's a lot. I will tell you. It's a small secret, and I want it to be an open one. We are preparing new type of certificate with a program and with unique numbers for you to be able to check your certificates. And also you will be having a stamp. So also EKTS. So we will try to adapt our certificates to the latest criteria. And I hope you welcome it and be patient with us. Why we take it 2 weeks? We need to adapt. With any new technique, you need to have some trainings, learn how to do it, like maybe have a small webinar for us, how to do it. So please wait 2 weeks. It will be sent to you. But also I need to mention not only certificate, a program, and also links to what we discussed today, as I believe it's important for you to have a pack and be prepared there to look, to understand that, to see. Okay, I see. And recently, one of my colleagues told me that I can... Yeah, it's a hard one for me to understand. Which of you picked up the hand? Sorry, I'm not a big digital person. Okay, so please type in. It will be much easier for me to read it aloud. Answer. Or maybe it's a question for Diana. Then we will wait till her Q&A session. Yeah. So 2 weeks and Imagine for Ukraine. Why we are here? For that, I need to mention that we already created a vision. What we want to include in this series. Obviously, we have student book, workbook, and teacher's book, basic necessities. But also, thanks for you taking part in our reviews and also surveys. We learned that we need something like phonics, but better one. great one. With more activities, with more interaction, with more practice. That's why we have, oh, thank you, Department of Foreign Languages. Hi. Hi. Oh, hi, Sergey. So, writing practice. We creating writing practice. And I know, if some of you already chosen Imagine for Ukraine for this year, please pay attention. Student book is already printed. Workbook and writing practice. I know I asked Diana today to expect them. She told me very soon. So let's stick to that. Very soon we will be having it. I believe before the start of learning here. And teacher's book, there it will be. Who knows? There we usually have teacher's books for any new series. Who knows? Do you have pros who know a lot about linguists? There to look. Oh, no one. Oh, it will be a surprise for you. It will be digital. Digital teacher's book, and you will be able to find it on the site of publishing house Linguist. So it will be there. 3 printed and 1 digital component. It's a good one, I believe. Also, authors. You know, being it's fictional book or study book, I believe it's important to know your authors and follow them, as you have then not only understanding how to teach, you understand what hands, what eyes doing it, who created this book, and what concepts are there, and how the series will be developing. So, author for Imagine for Ukraine, my name is here. Greg Schroeder for main units, and obviously our guest Dana Galavan. So we will be asking a lot of questions for us and learning a lot of secrets behind of creating of books. So please ask they, not only me, torturing Diana with questions. Oh, it's so nice. How you have created it? Okay, how you chosen? Yeah, and how have you chosen this photo? It's a unique one, and I enjoy it. It seems like everything that INGL stands for, something with nature and with people in it. And you see this energy in a photo. Yeah, high impact photo. So I believe it's like that. Okay, short introduction for you to understand what book is it, how great is it. It's pre-A1 level. Obviously, we are preparing for the first grade, so definitely like that. We have 2 hours per week, so pretty good one. Yeah, not a lot of stress, not a lot to learn too much. Yeah, so the as Vygotsky theory tell us, we are not in anxiety zone, not in the comfort zone. We are in the learning zone. So 70 hours, and also this book corresponds to typical educational program of Xi'an for first and second grades. One of the most integrated, I believe. It's really interesting program. Also, let's take a look at the structure. 8 units. If you're interested, you know, there to look. Site, Publishing House Linguist. There you can find all the samples and enjoy it. And also check scope and sequence for this book. Yeah.
I also would like to add that for those interested, you can see the scope and sequence for the future books. So to understand how it works from the 1st till the 4th grade, right? So.
Yes, I told you, it's important to follow people, as then we will be having we will understand their vision, yes? And that's why for Imagine for Ukraine, National Geographic Learning and Publishing House Linguist already have discussed how to develop this series. So you can check it and see yourself. So 8 units. Oh, let's take a look inside 1 unit. We have unit opener. We have vocabulary, new words, what we want to learn, yes? Grammar. You see, not a complicated one. What first graders need? Good examples. They are really connected to vocabulary, easy to teach. And then, you see, we continue it. So, grammar given to you bite size. I found it interesting. And also songs. Who doesn't like songs in primary school? Phonics, story with values. I will be speaking about values in my part of session, so please wait till it. Next, we have additional pages. It's video and game. Culture pages. You see, this is one. It's the first that I've seen. It's I'm Ukrainian, and I even make the honest mistake thinking that all other pages will be called I'm Ukrainian. No, they will be on different topics. Holidays, Vyshyvanka Day, and also birthdays. But the first one, it's with a project. It's I'm Ukrainian. And also self-assessment. You see, it's the pages that Diana will be telling you about. Stick to it. Wait, it will be interesting. I need to mention every 2 units you have video lesson, you have projects, and also each unit formative assessment. Cool. Yeah. Next one, and pay attention. We have forms here. It means that we have audio to this section. Alphabet, picture dictionary for every unit. The Ukrainian translation. You don't need to translate yourself. It's already there. And also, Sona chart, if you need, then in your units. If you need it separated, if you want to just do some revision or ask your families to revise something, you can give them a page and they will be listening to it. And also, this book, why? It's my favorite one through all the series of National Geographic learning. I hope the high-ups don't hear that, but still, it's the favorite one. As here we have reading anthology. You see, inside the book, we have already several stories that will be helping us as teachers to develop our students' skills in reading. And it's really important. We will be discussing what students need in this age when they first graders. So it's important that we start reading, and you see, everything is voiced. You can listen and you can mix it. Listening and reading, yes. Videos. Maybe some of you already seen these videos. If you see, I'm surprised if you still haven't set a stone on this Imagine for Ukraine, and it's really interesting videos. I will show you, but take a look. It's one of teachers that I know that Diana told me personally about QR codes. They are to find videos. Here at the back. Oh, sorry, my blurring is playing with me. I will try to move your hand very quickly for you to see. So here we have 2 QR codes, one for audio, one for video. It's here at the back of the book. No matter where you can just scan in your back of the book and you already have it with you, audios and videos. Cool. Yeah. But pay attention, videos have some password. You can find it on the site of Publishing House Language. And take a look. Why this video is so interesting? As it's a revision for 2 topics. Toys and also farm animals. You see, we start with toys, with something familiar. Then we progress and we see children with the toys. Then we see animals that resemble these toys. Then we see familiar birds, yes? And then we see ostriches and we see them in different sizes. Like adults and also younger ones. It's really interesting, and it helps us to come from something that we know to something unknown. So each video is like a trip. You can learn something, and I know if you have your favorite manager in Linguist Company, they have already seen it and spent several minutes not answering your calls, but because they were watching such videos. I can tell you, as I also have done that, watching them a lot. Okay, I need to mention that National Geographic Learning concept have this learning process and what materials we prepare. They need to be familiar, so something that our students will be able to see in their playground. Yeah, they need to be relatable. They need to include examples. They need to see children. Yes, in our books, and they need to be, the activities need to be relatable for our students. They need to be representative. We can't just include one type of people and don't include another. We right now try to abide the rules about being not discriminative and also include girls, boys, include people from different groups for our students to see that world is a really interesting place to live, and real world is something that can be a very gripping material for you to learn, and you can enjoy it. National Geographic learning, obviously, what we will be giving you, one of the best materials for learning like that, and especially it's good that we have something rational approach, yes, to things, but the easiest way to connect person to person, it's emotions. That's why we will be speaking about emotions, and you will be learning with your students through emotions. So you see all these balloons try to include in learning, and we will be providing you with such webinars and trainings how to do it. So I will show you several pages. Take a look. It's unit openers. Be prepared. They are pretty. Take a look. Yes, you see, high impact photos. You already want to start speaking about it. You can mention a lot of things, and it's my favorite one. If you've been to my webinars, I speak a lot about this apple. And I call it apple from a Tibet. Yes, but I believe you can also pick it up from a tree behind this boy. And also school. So you see all these unit openers. What you see? You see Ukrainians. For unit openers, we've chosen the photos of Ukrainians. We need to be included for it to be representative. Yeah, and you also provided with a task. Your students see a short phrase, but inside the teacher's book, you have information about the photo that you can share with the parents. You can share with students to create a context. It's a good one. It's not just album. Yeah, it's not just a magazine. Yeah? It's something that you would enjoy. Background information. Very quickly, as I need to give to Diana. So vocabulary, we have vocabulary, and you see each unit starts with vocabulary, obviously. It corresponds to NUSH program and also to interest of students, so it will be easy to learn. 5-6 words that you learn every unit, and your students will be using it with grammar, within the stories, so good approach. Photos, you see not a lot of comics, more photos for us, as we believe that real world approach would be much more helpful for our students to connect their knowledge to what they learn in the classroom, and take it outside of classroom too. So clear images, high impact photos for students to see what they're learning and see how does it look when you're thirsty, then you're hungry. How does it look? Yes, the same you will see in our interactive games. I will show it. The same approach. But obviously communicative activities, as we follow communicative approach. Grammar, you see, in a context. There's a lot of practice provided for you. Scaffolding from easier one to more complicated. And also we will look for personalized response to it, and vocabulary grammar, I told you several times, it's synchronized. Stories, they with values, make good choices. They are good to start conversation. Yes, they provide you with a lot of new information, with a lot of context, and you can create different fun activities with it. So personal responses are good. You see, we have the smiles. We can respond to it personally. I believe phonics, high frequency words that would be helping us to boost our vocabulary even more. Then we have chants with phonics, and writing practice will be helping and providing you additional practice to write with letters. So I believe it's a good combination. Okay, now support. No book comes without support from linguists, obviously. I will show you what we prepared and be ready to be surprised. As we prepared alphabet activity game, yeah, it's like steps. you will see we take a lot of steps, and we created a lot of additional materials that you can take to the first lesson and enjoy teaching. So, mini flashcards for vocabulary, picture cards for phonics, and letter cards for phonics. Then, culture pages also would be having picture cards. Spinner for games, if you enjoy playing with it, yeah, why not? Graphic organizers, so if you want to use mind maps approach, yeah, graphic organizers would be helpful. Also, reading ontology activities, and then the tastiest one, lesson plans, yes, what you ask us often, коли що КТП буде, yeah? Lesson plans up in the middle of preparation, so you will be seeing it soon. Tests, obviously we need tests, so it's the end of the year tests, and also video lessons, as you know, for primary titles, we try to create video lessons that you can use for revision, or if your students skip the lesson with you, you can send a link and students can watch the full lesson with our ELT consultant. Jana Sverdluk already created several videos, and Diana supervised it, so you understand, not without the golden touch of our editor-in-chief, it was created. So, letters to families, it's my responsibility. I will show it to you. Letters to families, it's something that's important. This book, National Geographic want to emphasize, and me too, that we need to start to work on teachers' credibility and build good connections with families. Right now, we separated. Yes, some of us teach online, some teach offline, but it's hard to communicate. We have a lot of things that make us nervous. Yes, we have a lot of anxieties. That's why for us to build a trust that would be strong enough to go through everything, letters to families, I will show you how to use it, and interactive games. What was, Quizlets, a lot, Bamboozle. So I believe all these games are a good addition to what we can propose you with this book. Okay, and the final part that I need to mention is you can contact me for individual consultations. Obviously, please come to our webinars. I know that the next webinar of Publishing House Linguist will be about imaging for grade. So please stick to our social media and don't skip it. Yeah. And also for reading activities, for reading ontology, we will prepare, let's call it demo lessons. We will be gathering together and reading together. So definitely stick to our social media, as it's important to do it together. Yes. So you see all these steps that we've taken to make your learning process and also teaching process better. It's thanks to you, as you've given us a lot of feedback, what you want to receive, what you need. That's why we've chosen the best materials for you. Okay. Oh, you see they're moving. So it's what I wanted to tell you about Imagine for Ukraine, for you to see it, to understand how does it create, what have been done. Yeah? And now I believe we are ready to go into the deep in the approaches. Oh, yes, I you know what I will do? I will put it to your certificates and the program. Yes, this part. And obviously, the recording of this session or this conference will be on our YouTube channel. So please stick with us. Don't just skip conference. Like online is always better, I believe. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for support. I believe it's important for teachers always to support each other. Yes, like that, to learn to give better assessment to our students and provide the better feedback to them. Oh, I hope Diana also see the chat, and I believe it's it's not, you see, me here, just hugging this book and speaking, but it's all the hard work of Diana and a lot of sleepless nights. So I want to say that thank you, Diana, for creating this book. I really enjoy that we have such title, and you need to understand it's the first collaboration for National Geographic Learning with other publishing house in Ukraine, and that's why it's such importance that during their occupation, during all these struggles, the National Geographic Learning decided to support Ukraine and given us a book to adapt, to work on and create. That's why it's so pressure for me. And also, I know that a lot of this work, a lot of love for books, Diana put in this book. That's why, thank you one more time, and I'm giving you a word.
It was my pleasure, actually, to work with such great series, and I do hope that everyone who will choose this book, it will be in love as well as we are all here in our publishing house. So I think I can start. Thank you very much, Irina, for such inspiring introduction. Even without even imagine, I wouldn't have known about this book. I would definitely at least try and have a look at it before starting my school year. Very inspiring. Thank you very much. And it's a real pleasure for me as a person who is taking part in creating this textbook to see that finally the year of our efforts, year of our experiments and everything is actually now here in your arms, and you can enjoy it as well as we do. So I was already introduced, but I think it would be nice to repeat for those who have joined us recently. My name is Diana Golovany. I'm an editor-in-chief in Linguist Publishing, and also I am the author of Ukrainian component of Imagine for Ukraine student book and workbook content. Today, I'm going to speak to you about formative assessment in the first grade, how to make it fun for children, and also for us teachers, how to get use of it as much as we can. And let's start from a little warm-up. It is called Quick Nod. You are going to see the different food, and behind your screens, you just need to nod if you like it. And that's all, only one nod, okay? I won't see you, unfortunately, but I just can use my imagination to understand how it will look like. So let's start. First is bread. You nod if you like it, yeah? Chicken. Fruit. Juice, milk, so don't forget to nod, rice, water. Great. So that was a type of a warm-up for our necks. I think having lots of hours of sitting, now it's just a quick exercise. And thank you. I hope you took part and enjoyed it very much, at least a little. And now the task in the book says draw your favorite food, but as it's not possible to do in our condition, let's write in the chat one word what your favorite food is. Ice cream. Aha. Who doesn't? Thank you. Pizza, meat, fish. Fish, yeah. Chicken, berries and fruit, salad. Oh, I would go with Olga, because when I was creating this slide, I thought that what is my favorite food? And actually, it's I think they are berries, because I could give up eating anything but berries. So all summer is something. Fruit salad, fish, meat, and pasta. Sandwich, nice. Burger, great. Okay, thank you. I do hope you're not very hungry. And let's wait till the end of this conference to have a nice dinner together. Borscht, caviar. Oh, yes, I'm starting to get hungry. I'm going to close the chat and move forward. Thank you very much for your participation. That was great to find out what interesting things we like to eat. Okay, and so that were two activities that we can use with our students when we start the topic, right? So name your favorite food, or draw your favorite food, as it says in the book for the first graders, and a quick nod, which can be presented with a flashcard or a picture on the screen. Why we use these activities? In the beginning of the lesson, in the beginning of the unit. For us teachers, it's important to check what word students know. For example, imagine they draw some pictures and you just go around the class. Don't forget to give them time limits. So, for example, you have 2 minutes to draw your favorite food. Play some song. The sun stops and they stop drawing. It can help you manage the time. So 2 minutes has passed. They have drawn their pictures, and you just walk around and see, oh wow, it's a chicken, nice. And you, Marika, what do you have? So you just talking to them and see if they answer you in Ukrainian, if they answer you in English, just to check. Maybe some of them have already known some food words, and it's already unit 5. So knowing the content, I would say that they have already learned some of food in different topics. It was maybe in the stories, in the phonics, somewhere, some type of food was already mentioned. Also to check if students get this idea of like, don't like. If we want to create this communicative environment, we try to speak English as much as possible and give students this idea, try to understand the concept from the situation. So when we talk about food, we can say I like or I don't like. We use our emotional facial expressions, and we can just scan the class and see, okay, I can see that definitely they get this concept. They understand me talking English and saying what they like and don't like. This is my point, to show you that they're very simple activities and can give a teacher lots of information about you. To create an interest, it's important, especially for the first graders, to create an interest to help them love English till the end of school, at least. Yeah, to want to study more, not to be afraid of speaking and writing. And such activities can help us. And I believe that talking about this boy eating that juicy apple is a great idea to start an interest. To find out interests of your class, you will see what food they like. Maybe you can find something about that food. You will see if actually talking about food is for your class and they want to, they will be interested, or you should focus on something else and food is actually not something that they are looking for. Okay. Why formative assessment? We know that the program said that the formative assessment is an essential part, and it helps to achieve different goals. Formative assessments is used with the first graders to motivate them, to support, to see the progress, and to give them feedback. Now, my question to you: how are these reasons connected with the formative assessment? You can put in the chat digits from, not from, but only 0, 3, either 5. 0 if I don't see connection, how a formative assessment is connected with, for example, motivation or progress, or seeing the progress or giving feedback. 3, I had doubts and questions. I can see some connections, but I guess it's not for that, or I got this idea. I'm totally into it. 3, 2. Yeah, of course, you can put some numbers in between just to see that to some extent it is. So lots of 5s, I can see 3, 2. Okay, I see. In my following talk, we are going to see how this is covered while talking informative assessment. If you have any questions, you can write them, but please use this Q&A box, not the chat, because in the chat everything is going very quickly, but in the Q&A, all your questions will be connected. So during my talk, don't hesitate, write everything, any doubts or questions in the chat box. Great, thank you very much for sharing. I see that lots of you, dear colleagues, got this idea of formative assessment, and I believe you are just waiting for some interesting tips and tricks how to make it with the children, and some of you still need some clarification. I do hope that you will have less them during our future webinar. So, formative assessment in the first grade. What it is, I found this very nice metaphor that says that actually by doing formative assessment, we help children. It's like we as teachers help them to become from picture A, become picture 2. So from just the free non-aim swimmer who's just laying on the water, like floating somewhere in the sea, we help them find out their goals and help them understand the direction where they need to go. So imagine just the first month of the year of their life that is spent at school. They come here maybe to have fun or something like that, and gradually, step by step, during the whole first grade, we teach the students how to develop these important skills, such as being able to learn, right? Know how to learn how to manage your time, learn how to become responsible, how to be neat also, right? How to set goals and how to achieve goals, how to not to be afraid of different obstacles, or when something is not very well, something that causes lots of problem, how not to be afraid of it and try to overcome it. So this is one of the idea of the formative assessment, that by doing it gently, without creating a fear of making mistakes, a fear of just being in the classroom, we can help children see what direction they need to go. Now, very quickly, just 4 statements for you to write true or false. Okay, again, prepare your fingers. I'm opening the chat for you to send. There will be 4 statements. Just write, is it true or false? What do you think? Formative assessment reflects a product of what students know from their unit. From the unit. No, yeah. False. Thanks, Irina. No. We will look at it further, but I would agree with you, and everyone agrees with me. No, it's not just a product. We have summative assessment here later on for students to see the product. Formative assessment is continuous, so we started from the beginning, and it shows the process, the way. It's much bigger than just the product. Thank you, great. I love that you are talking to such educated audience. Let's continue. Useful only during the final part of the lesson. No, again, no. From when you write no, from your experience, in which part of the lesson do you usually use such different techniques? Just maybe some comments. No, you don't agree with me. I see. And during the lesson. So as I just have shown you from the beginning of the lesson, right? Yes, during the lesson. So beginning of the lesson, the middle part, the final part. Helps teacher help his or her students. After some activities, Olga, helps teacher helps his or her students. Do you agree or not? Yes, now you are agreeing, true. Great. So I wouldn't say I tried much, but yeah, I didn't confuse you. And we have the same vision. I agree, it's true. So it's like a tool for us teachers, see in what exact part of the study process we need to help our students or separate student or a group of students. Yes. And actually, I think that intuitively we do it all the time. It's difficult to imagine how we can just be like machines talking about the new material or doing some exercises without analyzing, okay, my students get it or don't get it. Should I give them more practice or should I skip it or faster, make it faster, right? Thank you. I'm loving that you are very active in the chat. It's great. And the fun only finds areas of students' strengths. I believe you will no, definitely no. We can see both strengths and weaknesses. And also I would recommend you to think on one interesting topic. Actually, I got this idea not from the teacher's book. I got this idea from one of the management book, but it's something to think of. So when we assess our students formatively, we can see that they have some strengths and some weaknesses. And usually we see someone in the chat says, I'm just fast, I can't. So we can see areas for students to work on, right? We don't say weaknesses, right? We say areas to work on. So usually this is what we have pay attention to. But just for you to think about it after the webinar, probably, what if we also pay attention to what our students' strengths are? So definite students, definite strengths, right? Probably we also need to support it and to help gain more confidence, or maybe to to use it to cover those parts of his knowledge that he is not very interested in. Helps with motivation. Yes, definitely. Okay. Right, so it's just something for you to think of when next time you see that one of or several students are really strong in something, how you can use it in advantage, not just to help others, but in this student's advantage. So just to think of. So reflects a product of what students know from the unit. Everyone agreed it's not. We will not focus on it. It reflects the student's whole way from the first to last lesson, right? For example, what we can do, how we can see it. We can see the progress of a student, it's the first thing. And also we can see these parts when the students start maybe losing motivation. If something is very easy or extremely difficult, we can just skip it or don't lose motivation. And here we come to help students, maybe to give an extra task, to give an extra support and something like that. I'm a fan of graphic organizers. That's why we're having it on our website. We're just finishing it. So one of the charts, know, want to know, and learned, I used to use it with more advanced students, those who can write and who have more analytical skills. But I also started to use it with the primary graders in a bit different way, but just to help them give this idea that, first of all, it's okay not to know everything. And it's really a good thing to be curious. For example, you can use such charts with the phonics letters. First of all, when you start the lesson of the phonics, and here it's every fourth lesson of every unit, you just ask students, okay, I give you 1 minute. How many books how many letters can you write? And they can do it. Or in any other appropriate way, you ask students to to write these letters. You can give them the feedback. Okay, I see. If they can't do it, you can help them. You see that some of the students are just holding their pens. They don't know what to write, or they start looking. You think of some simple things, like think of your name. Maybe you can write some letters from your name, or maybe remember what pictures we had before. You can put some flashcards. Look at the pictures. What can you write? It's again a support, and for you, it's a great thing. Okay, we can move on with these new letters. Or I see. Next time, I'm going to review the previous letters and also this one. Or maybe I need to pay more attention and work with the letters all the time. Or maybe for some classes it's okay. Then, in order to create interest, to motivate, to get them into the topic, and to see that there is something that the next step. Yes, so to help students see the next step where they are going, look at the picture. Maybe you don't know these words, but draw your favorite pictures, what you like. Don't forget to give them the time limit. They can't write, of course, but they can draw. Or you tell them, write one picture that you would like, your most favorite picture, right? It helps students to think of the lesson material, and then when the lesson finishes, or maybe after the break in the next lesson, okay, boys and girls, what letters do you remember? I would even do it as a challenge for students to do it with their books closed. So what can you remember? You will open the book in 1 minute, but before that, what do you think? We can ask students to write letters, maybe to illustrate with pictures. You as a teacher, you have a very quick scan. First of all, what if students got the idea of the lesson, of the letters, if they know them. And second, you very quickly can see how their hands are working. Are they writing these letters correctly? Because it's just a blank paper. There are no lines to trace, nothing. It's just like the freest practices. So you can see, okay, they still do it in the wrong way. Again, I still need to pay attention. Because as you can see, the book pays attention of how each letter should be written. Okay. So this is about the process. So you see, during each column, you have something to spot on. You can collect it and create, like for each phonic lesson, create like a portfolio. And from time to time, you hand out these portfolios and you say, please look at your column, middle column, something I want to know. Remember, you didn't know this word. It was your favorite picture, but you don't know how to call it. So what is it? Do you know it now? What is the first letter of this word? And students will see, okay, it's good not to know something because I can see something else. So again, it's about the motivation. And also, it's like very low resources way. Let's move on. Helps teacher help his or her students. I believe you know this famous phrase, help me help you. And it's not me, it's just the formative assessment that helps us. So in Look, we have very clear system of students' feedback. They have these 3 movements, like I don't understand. If they don't understand something, I've got a question, and I understand everything. With all the students, you can play with more fingers, but I think these 3 for students are more than enough. If you feel that this system is too complicated for students, you can use just cards like red and green. I understand, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand, I understand. You can see 3 colors if fingers not interesting for students, but I believe that first of all, it's much quicker, and second, for students more kinesthetic, and for them it will be again something like they will have built this connection between their brain and their body as well. You can use different symbols. Maybe they are sun and cloud for them are much easier to get the idea of understanding, not understanding. Like my mind is clear on a sunny day. I still have clouds on this topic. I barely can understand what your teacher is talking about, right? So during when you explain them the game, don't run into Ukrainian explanations as like only just you see that, okay, my students got the idea, I have to explain them very quickly and they will play the game. Use this part of given instructions as a process of learning English and understanding listening, understanding information. So use I would recommend you use the notes from the teacher's book, because in imagine for Ukrainian teacher's book, explanations are very clear, and they just like step to step guide what a teacher should say for students to understand without translation. It's really great, like all phrases that you need to use, and you can do it for several units, and after the fourth or maybe fifth unit you will do it like a pro. I'm talking to the teachers who have not so much experience, or maybe have some struggles with students playing the games in the lesson. And you can teach students to so just use these signs. And as a teacher, I will see that, okay, right, most of the class have the problem. Let's do it one more time. Let's model the game. Let's listen to the audio to understand what is happening one more time. Or just some students, so maybe others can help them. So it's these signs will guide you in what direction to move. Stories lessons. I love these stories lessons very much because I'm sorry, I'm just opening the chat. I've used your ideas. Like I use gestures, thumb up, thumb down. Yeah, definitely. I would say that it's like the first step, and using this, it's like for more advanced, so for students to see that not everything is just black and white, but there can be different things. So it's more maybe a bit later, it's more advanced thing for students' thinking skills, which is also important to develop. So stories lesson, I love them very much because from one side, it's just reading lesson. Oh my God, how my first graders will read it. They haven't known everything. If you were attentive, you would see that you would have seen that vocabulary is presented even for the first graders with the words for students to get the idea of reading, to familiarize them with the words. So doing lots of activities from page to page till lesson 5, they may have learned to recognize most of the words as well as phrases. Like, what's this? It's, I like. So everything is from this or the previous unit. So stories are just for you to see how students understand the vocabulary from the lesson, and then lots of things for you to consider while working with this text. All texts are recorded, so you just listen with students as much as they need until they get the idea. And while during the lesson, there are lots of things for you to see where your students need help. Again, just before you plan, during planning the lesson, before the lesson, think of things, what you want to focus on. It may be one thing, maybe 2, 3, no more. For example, during the story lesson, maybe in the first lessons, if there were, it was like unit 1 or 2, definitely reading skills. Maybe for me just to understand that they understand how to follow the bubbles and follow the lines. So if they know the vocabulary, if they know the structure, and it should help them understand the main topic, if they can see the words that they have studied in the new context. It's also like the next step for acquiring the material. If students can recognize the words, or it's still difficult for them, we need more practice with the phone, with the cards, or maybe we just move on and gradually develops these things. And then in the end of the year, we can look through all the stories again and see the progress of the students. If students can read a sentence, it's for more advanced students, I would say. And actually for the primary students, for the like first graders, especially in the first term, it's something like if they can understand when the sentence finishes. So we can also discuss it, like here. So how many sentences you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Where can you see asking questions? Who's asking questions? Grandma or girl? Also, right? It's not about reading, but about this pre-reading stage. If students can get the general idea, they'll have listened to the text, they have maybe read it or pretend they're reading it. Again, we can ask students, we can check questions. If students get the details of the story, like you have words from the story, like juice, cake, bread, like girl and grandma. What does girl like? What does grandma like? Say yes or no. It's very simple and quick understanding the details. I'm going to open the chat and to see what you were commenting. Cards with the words. Yeah, help them to recognize the words. Okay, thank you for the idea. And also you can see that it's refers to students' interest, and students can say if they like or not, don't like the story. Let's move on. So Imagine actually was created to motivate students to learn English. Lots of pictures. It shows the students in different situations in different countries. Each unit starts with Ukrainian children, and then we can see children from any other world, like these Indian boys and girls learning to write something, right? And we can discuss what students think about that, what even asking about someone else can help us analyze students' problems. Like, what do you think? Look at the boy B. Yeah? He's very concentrated. Why? Does he have any difficulties? Or maybe what do you think he has problems with? And when students will answer, I guess they will give you some keys to understanding them more. If they say, like, maybe his hand is tired, okay, maybe I have to do something and give more physical activities to children. Don't ask them to put these pens away. Or maybe he's afraid what the teacher says. So my students are very important are very sensitive to my opinion. I should work with it to understand that. Of course, teacher is like a very important figure for the first graders, but it's more like she is more like a person who supports them rather than who says, yes, you're a good boy or a good girl. And self-assessment. After each unit, you go to the to the final part of the book to find the self-assessment pages, where, first of all, this cover of self-assessment section is showing like self-assessment, like it's a growing, it helps you to grow. Like you see, the girl is like this, but she wants to be higher, as well as we, right? We come to our lessons and we grow from lesson to lesson, higher and higher. And imagine in the end of the year, we can be as high as we would like to, right? You teach children, again, these signs or other signs that you prefer. And then you do this lesson that is called self-assessment. And for you, it's like a formative assessment lesson. For students, it's a good way to stop and to see what they are good at, what they are bad at, to try to evaluate themselves with very like simple routine. And for us teachers, it's a good idea to do something with it. So the first activity is usually listening, and you can see these symbols that help students understand what we are looking at now. Listening activities are usually paired group games, or it can be the second activity. So sometimes they are changing, but anyway, in each self-assessment lesson, there is a game. Like here, it's a listening game. Students need to stand up, not the hand, but stand up if they like something they hear, and tell about it. I like, I don't, using I like, I don't like. So it's just a quick listening activity game. Personalization. It is also important for students to be able to use what they have learned in the lesson, talking about themselves. So here it's just like draw food, ask and answer. It's not that drawing that we seen in the first lesson, right? Just draw your favorite food when we were walking and maybe checking if they know the words. We can see that they know the food name, and then they can talk about it. The lessons, in the structures of the lessons was I like, I don't like, do you like? So they can ask each other. All instructions are given in teacher's book for you to understand what is going to be checked. And after each activity, you ask your students to show you how they felt about this activity. Like, I don't understand what you guys did here. I have questions, or I understand everything. It's super great. And phonics. Each third activity in the self-assessment section is about phonics. It's becoming more difficult from lesson to lesson. First is just like this correspondence between letter and between the word and the sound, and gradually we move to letters. Also, it is given in the form of the spaced repetition, so it's not just these three letters from the book M and O. They are previous letters, and each letter, like from unit 1 to 8, each letter will be revised several times. Also, what is here is again about this new situation, how we can use the language we have studied in the new situation. That is why sometimes there are pictures not from the phonics pages, but just pictures from the vocabulary that students have already known. For example, for letter B, that was definitely not desk and not books, but they have studied these two words in their unit 2. That's why they have just recall the names of these words and to understand what the sound is. The desk, okay, no, books, yes, it's B, books, great, and so on and so forth. So that is why you can see not just how well students understand three letters from the unit, but to see the whole picture. What is still need to be revised? How about this correspondence of new letters and so on? So what teacher should do with this? You can, while you listen to some of my ideas, you can just write I agree, I don't agree in the chat. If you want to ask something, you also can comment. So during the first activity, I like, I don't like, the teacher says the word like rise, and if children like it, they stand up. If children don't like it, they stay seated, and then you just choose some children to make the whole sentence. I like rice, I don't like rice, and so on. So while playing this game for children, it's fun, stand up, sit down, and something like that. We as teachers, again, check if students remember all the words. If they don't, you just you understand that you need to revise this word. So you don't move to the next activity. After each activity, it's time to do something. Students gave you some information, like how well they understand the topic. In this case, you plan your actions according to it. If the problem is with words, you just revise the words with flashcards. If you don't have the flashcards, you just open Picture Dictionary and create some activities with just name something, repeat after me, just the basics one. If everything is great with the words, but they struggle to say the whole sentence, again, you don't move to the next activity, because next activity is actually speaking. They are supposed to make these phrases. That is why pay attention to it before predict some difficulties, and again, play with students, help them say the sentences. It's a very good technique to do such things with them, making phrases from the end. Like, if I don't like rice is difficult for students, you just use your hands and help students, like, I don't like rice. Yeah, so rice, like rice. And by this, I don't like rice, and students create this fluency, and they can do it. I like, I don't like. You can, after that, so you see that, okay, it was something, students just need more, maybe exercises. So next time before activities, I will do some phonic fun with them, or articulation gymnastics or something like that. And then, okay, so we practiced it. Don't move again, just see how it works. And you just, again, you show the picture, or you say the picture and you show like this. They look at you and they need to say it. Then after you do it, okay, now do it in pairs maybe. So again, you don't just move to the next activity. You work with what students give you. The same is with the second activity. Draw your food, ask and answer. Of course, it's crucial to revise what is going to be said. And here is also a track for students to listen and repeat several times, just to understand the idea of this game, of what should be asked. Again, they have problems, maybe initiate and starting the conversation. Maybe bring some puppet and play with it. So you can, it's a good idea to predict. So, okay, if they have this things, they don't understand how to start the activity, I will play with a puppet, or maybe they will use some finger toys to become more confident, because they are not speaking, their toys are speaking. Probably it will work. If they just don't understand the idea, it's a signal to you that we need to work with our power of giving instruction, which is also very important, right? The same is with the phonics. Again, when they do this activity, maybe add some more phonics, or ask them to create their own dictionaries, and so on and so forth. I'm opening the chat to see what you say. Yes, everyone agree. If you have any other ideas, also share. That is why these self-assessment lessons were created, for students to see that they can grow, and for teachers to stop, to have this time to see where your students are right now, and to have this one lesson to build up more skills. Or maybe you can have a plan that if everything for your students is great, they're talking like gods and they understand everything, they don't need any support, okay, then we can, for example, play more games, watch something, or I can give them more information. And actually, I need to go quicker, and probably it's time to have this writing practice with the students. More strategies and routines for your students. So again, being a fan of graphic organizers, use them as soon as they appear on our site. You can use different, like, to help students make groups, like, okay, and like middle of the unit, start of the lesson. Okay, I hand out the words for each, maybe 2-3 students. You have 1 minute, please draw pictures. So the topic is family. Draw pictures. Okay, well done. Then, okay, now look at your pictures, name the words. They will say mom, father, sister, brother. Okay, can you write the first letter of each word? Some they can, some no. You will see how students feel fluent with the letters, how they feel fluent with the vocabulary, and so on, how well they can understand this one topic thing. T-chart, numerous ideas what to do with it. For example, okay, it's the end of the lesson. So today we were talking about food. Again, we were talking about food. So here you write food words, or you draw food pictures, and here not food pictures. It's something very unusual for students. Like you will see what words students remember from other topics, how well they can understand the difference. If it's extremely difficult and students are not ready, you can, okay, here you draw food, here you draw drinks. Always try to push them a bit more beyond their limits. Ask them to write the word, to copy the word from the book, to write the first letter, everything. Yes, I can. So ask your students to give you ideas, what to share with you what they can do. So, okay, you start as a teacher, like, okay, we finish the story. I can say the food word. What about you? They can repeat after each other, but it's important for them to notice that there is something that I can. Even if the student was silent, I can listen. You guide them, you help them, you support. Like, I can listen to it. You can say, before your students get this idea, I think it's okay to say it, for your students to say it in Ukrainian and then repeat it after you, parroting in English. And you can ask students to repeat after you, or you just say some phrases like, I can listen to a story. Yes, I can. I can read the food words. Yes, I can. And so on. Walls of words. After each unit, ask students to present something they remember from the stories. It's a great memory. It's a great tool for students to work. To start in a wish, I would recommend to do it a bit later in the year. Students can give themselves 2 stars, what they like, and 1 wish, what they would like to do. Again, it's okay to do it in their native language. Now I want to see the feedback from you. I'm going to use self-assessment with the first graders. No. 0, maybe. And 5, definitely. 5. Okay, thank you very much. All 5s, definitely. It's a great tool. I believe you agree with me. And just to finish, think of what formative assessment strategies did I use during my talk. What you remember? What formative assessment strategies did you notice? Charts. Feedback. Yes. I'm talking about what strategies I used as a, not in my webinar, like information for you, but as a speaker. Drawings, cards. Yes, feedback. I collected feedback. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? How you give me 0, 3, 5 to, if you agree or don't agree, for me to understand what happened, right? Gestures, yeah, we have this very simple warm-up. So while doing these activities, I noticed that, for example, a topic of formative assessment is quite understandable for you. You need less theory, more practice, right? That is why we focused mostly on exercises we can do with our students. Emojis, oh yeah, actually, I haven't thought about that. Young learners definitely are familiar with emojis. We can do it. Okay, I guess here I can stop and thank you very much for being such a great and active audience. Questionnaire is right. Still, if you have any questions, please write them in the Q&A box or ask them in the chat. I think it's time for me to give the floor to Irina. I guess we're a bit out of time. I believe that today's evening will be a bit longer to you. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. It's very nice to see that I'm not just that what I shared, it reflects in your minds as well.
Thank you, Diana. I believe, yes, we are pulling back, but it's so interesting. I don't know. I'm taking several notes myself, thinking, okay, and I believe you, like me, looking forward to using these charts. Yes, graphic organizer. So I believe it's a really interesting idea. I always thought, too soon for primary school. Now I will be trying to use it more.
Yeah, just some creativity. Ask your students to draw, not to write. They will come up to you with it very quickly.
Okay, do we have any questions for Diana? Read a chance to ask an author about a book. Yeah. Oh, someone is doing advertisement in our chat. Sergey, don't be naughty. Don't be naughty. Okay. We will be talking about how to make language stick. And today I will be really speaking, thank you, Sergey, for mentioning it. Yes, digital media, it's important right now. We are using it. And it really facilitates teaching a lot. Obviously, I've chosen the topic of vocabulary as it's something like where we start, yes? Learning words, when creating collocations, when building sentences, and then it's hard to stop us speaking, as we already learned how to do that. This you right now, I want to start with everyone. Erikson stages for social development. You probably heard somewhere about it. It's not so complicated as it looks. Yes, it's a period of our life, and by basic goals that we try to achieve. And right now, you want to look at the fourth one. Yes, it's our age first graders, and what they want. They want competences. They want skills. They want to become industrious. They want to learn how to use language. They want to make it their own means, of communication. Use it like a tool, like their toy or their pen. They take it, grip very hard, and never let go. And we will help them to do that, to build on their competences. But how to do that? How to help them really develop their skills? Okay, please, in the chat, your ideas, and I will be showing you mine. I believe it's good to share, to share our ideas and to see if we have some common ground. Maybe we have different approaches to teaching. It's also good. It's just interesting. In brainstorming, we always combine and create our own, common ground. So why not to do like that? How do you think? How to motivate young learners to build skills and especially acquire knowledge? But let's concentrate on skills. How to do that? What are your proposals? Okay, very soon we will be having a new learning year. How to help them from the first lesson to build skills. Games, games. They provide a lot of practice. So obviously, their practice, we will be having some videos. Yes, definitely videos. But pay attention. It's reception, and we want not only reception. We want interaction. Yes, total physical response. This is interaction. This is interaction. They not only look at us doing crazy things, they also repeat with us. Yes, and they enjoy role playing. Yes, how it often happens with total physical response. So videos are good, but they are not learning material if you don't provide some activities with it. Yes, it's no skills will be built. Like only watching Netflix, learn how to watch Netflix. Yes, something like that. Okay, crossword puzzles. Yes, puzzles. Yes, then we start using our critical thinking. It's like that. I want to mention what we usually propose right now for primary school. It's 4C skills. Yes, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. All these four should be included in any type of activities that we propose our young learners. Okay, I see we have a lot of fans, people who fans of games. Yes, crafts. Yes, crafts, cartoons, parent group work. And Diana told us about formative assessment. Yes, but recently we had an article about peer and group feedback for primary school. Please stick to our social media, you will be able to find it there. So definitely, it's important to include it for, like body system, yes? To help students see themselves in the perspective of other people, how they speak and hear from other people. Also ideas. Yeah, I will start with it. Ask questions. You've seen Jan ask you a lot of questions and it helps you to build your teaching skills. So it's like that. It happens with any type of person. When we provide interesting challenge, interesting enough. Yeah. If we push a bit further, yeah, proposing a challenge, then people usually more motivated to learn and build skills to solve something quicker. So questions are good. Playing to our curiosities is good, yes? So that's why you need to know your audience and need to know how to work with it, especially if it's young learners. Also, gamification. Games, it's with every lesson. I believe it's every lesson will be saved if there is one game or two games. Okay. Different types of learning. We can use different approaches, and sometimes for primary school, one approach becomes boring for our students. Don't be afraid to be flexible. Look for other types of approaches. Try to include something from your own. If you have some goals for a lesson, ask your students what they like to learn. You've seen it in the chat with Diana that what we want to know. Yes, that one. Additional word that we want to learn with you, add it to your goals, and it will be happening. It will be pushing your teaching and learning process and bringing some fun. Who doesn't like fun? Yes. And obviously feedback, but I believe this part now we're talking about feedback. So let's sit on these ideas, and I wouldn't be pushing you to talk more about feedback. So obviously, one of the best is that we play to the curiosities. We need to make some challenge, make something like a secret, yes, and then to share it. And then your students would be feeling that they own what you give them. Secret, then if you share, it becomes the possession of the person who received it, yes, like a gossip. Imagine we heard a gossip, yes, we share it with other people, and this gossip is there. Like that, the information is shared. The same type of sharing information in learning will be happening. Yeah. Okay, let's build foundation. I visualized it as building a wall. Yeah. So I propose like that. We start with the first layer. It will be teach language explicitly. How do you think? What does it include? What activities you would include in it? Or what's the main point of it? How we do it explicitly? Explicitly, sorry. Okay, group work. No, first of all, I would start with instructions. Yes, they need to be clear instructions. When we give clear instructions, it really helps our students to understand. But we need to use total physical response also. Yes, as we need to understand communication happens in two levels: verbal and nonverbal. That's why when we move a lot, if we show something, it helps. And no one of you proposed one of the best things that we use, but I believe most of you know about it. What we use as primary teachers: modeling, yes, don't tell, show, yes, or illustrate with examples. That's why it's important to model what you're doing. And Diana have done the same. She modeled with you some activities for you to see them, yeah, and understand the value of this. That's why modeling is good. Sharing personal information, no, a bit. Personal stories, it's also good. Providing feedback on interesting or not so really boring, yes, it's also cool. Okay, but like that, we not only helping our students to set some learning goals, but also taking with their interest, yes, learning boring, why not? And from the hard to buy, we try to use language a lot. We try to see what we don't know and then use it as our goals. Learning and learning and learning and pushing ourselves. Also a communicative approach, and what National Geographic Learning proposes, it's bringing the world to the classroom and classroom to life. But also, especially here for Imagine for Ukraine, we have even slogan, learning is ABC. Yeah, always be curious. And how to do that? To bring life with songs and chants. Yeah, we bring something from real world. Yes, and we start working with songs and chants. Tell me, do you use different voices when you sing song? It's one of my biggest creativity goes into what roles to propose to students when we sing in songs. And the first time we listen, but the second time when we sing, it's always about what roles we would like to take when we sing. We have crazy ones. Have you ever proposed crazy roles for students when they sing? No? Pluses, minuses, for me to understand what you're hearing. Okay? Okay, minus. Thank you, Alyssa. Minus. Oh, what do you like? What do you like to try? It's brings very quick fun and lives up the classroom when we propose. Right now we will be singing like robots, yes, and next day we will be singing as wolves, yes, adding sounds. No, you take a look at the topic. Usually, you see, oh, it's about farm animals. So. Let's add at the end of singing, and it brings fun, and we do it together. There is no serious teacher who wouldn't be doing the same as the students. No, we're doing together. And it really brings quick fun to your classroom. And the same with chants, but with chants I prefer total physical response, as Diana showed you. Yes, moving hand, but you can clip a bit. Yes. You can move your hands, and that will be happen your students to develop that system of shopping. Yeah, no, yes, like that. If they get used to use hands when we do chants, yes, as movements can help us to progress. Yeah, I don't know how I need to wave more for you to see. Yes, like movement, and this chants is important. We need to say sit on it. Okay. Yes, reading different voices. Yes, it's role playing. Yes, try to use it in the song. Like if someone do some bad deeds, sing like Dr. Evil. Yes. If we want to protect someone, sing as a granny. Yes. Propose different roles. Play with it, and it will be bringing the fun. And also, it will be adding context to everything that we propose. So it will be easier to use beyond the classroom. And also, what I like with Imagine for Ukraine, you've seen a lot of assessment. It means that we pay attention not only of learning process, but repetance is important. And if we see that students do something, but they make mistakes, other feedback should be on how to improve it, yes, but what we monitor. Next tries. Will we do that quicker? Maybe they will make less mistakes. We try to give them extra time, extra several minutes, yes, to try one more time. It's okay, but after providing a feedback, yes. So no, our time is pressure. It's just that it's still we need to be patient. Primary school, it's about how to be patient with your students and understand their needs. And their need is that they would say thank you later. And we go to the secondary for this extra practice, extra time, and you giving them a bit, not a lot. Just maybe try to use timer if you afraid that it will be hindering your schedule, but give extra here and there. Okay, and then repeaters I told you, but taking lessons of the page. I know, then I'm speaking about of the page. Teachers here are different. How do you think? What does it mean, of the page? What we need to do? Come to the classroom without any books, or what? Or we will be having lesson with no lesson, or what? Have you ever tried off the page lessons? And how do you think? What does it mean, off the page? I know this webinar is all this that it takes time to type in, but please, it's important for us not to stick only to emotions, yes, but pluses, minuses, but also to words. It helps, it gives us practice, and why not to practice right now? So, how do you think? Off the page. Oh, thank you, Diana, for putting minus. I understand, but yes, it's this is too general, I believe. Then you hear something like that. Take lessons of the page. It means that the first step that you can take, you can find examples from a real world. If you're teaching in the classroom, if you're lucky ones right now that you have this opportunity to come with your students to the classroom, try this. Don't take them to the excursion right now. It can be dangerous, but show them outside, what's happening outside. If you can relate to what's happening outside, it will be taken off the page. It's the first step, how we take it off the page. Yes, something that in the book you see outside, you can relate, yes, or you can compare. It's taking lessons of the page. As we only if you only stick to the pictures, yes, and only to the comics, fun activities, and never would provide additional context of real world, yes, our language, of the foundational language, will stick only to the classroom, only to homework, yes, and never outside of it. Never outside. That's why it's like that. Find funny things outside of classroom too. Show your students that. It can be videos, yes, it can be like that. But remember that off the page, it's good to then visit in 3D, in three dimensions. That's why it's real world objects the better. So take lessons outside. But it means that look outside, not go with your classroom. Right now, it's not really safe. So I wanted to show you teacher's book. Take a look. It's interlinked. What I told you at the beginning of our meeting, that teacher's book would provide you with the explanations for photos. And you see, it's like that. About the photo, they provide you background information for such photos that you can share, and it's a page of teacher's book. We have other girls. We have vocabulary, grammar, and phonics, and reading what we will be learning through the unit. But you see what I told you, these 4 C skills: collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking. It's here. It's other goals too. Oh, I see a lot of minuses. Please, please add something from real world content. And book will be proposing you similar, yes? To include and model something from real world. And you see, the blocks for formative assessment strategies are here. So you will be prepared. Teacher's book is excellent. I can say is, you see, we have all things: how to introduce photo, how to use photo, how to do activity. In blue, you see examples and what you need to say to your students. Yeah, and everything given is sized by the steps for practice, yes, and how to give feedback is here. I want to show you this page. Yeah, a lot of emotions happening on it, yes. And ask you, what does it mean, triple P? For teachers. Do you know? Can you guess at least 1 P? Or maybe 3 P's? Present, yes. Presentation, obviously. Presentation, yes. Tick. Okay, we still have 2 P's to go. What it will be? Practice, yes. Presentation, practice, and what? The final P? This is what we finish. Then we present. Preparation. No, preparation. Production. Yes. Thank you, Svetlana. You first to write all 3 P's. Yes, definitely. Production. Yeah, it's our classic approach. How we teach everything. Yes, we present information, we practice with our students, and then we give them, sometimes it's called freer practice, yes, but looking for them to use language to be creative, yes, to produce language. That's why it's presentation, practice, production. How we share information with our students, new words, new grammar. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, Oksana, to hear that your device is almost discharged. But don't be afraid. It will be recorded and information will be sent to you. Yeah, so. Okay, so presentation, practice, production, and it's straightforward. It's easy to use. The same approach, imagine you can propose here. Yes, you present it vocabulary, for example, you practice it, you see several steps, and then you produce it with your students. Yes, and it's logical, and a lot of course books do like that. It's just me reminding you that teaching paradigm, one of the best and one of the easiest to use it like that. Present, practice, and produce. But let's don't stick only to 2 P's. Yeah, choosing the favorites. Don't play favorites with P's. They don't like it. Try to use 3 P's. They like 3 P's. Yes, better together, stronger together. That's why presentation, practice, production need to be together. Yeah, especially if we omit production, then we would be seeing lesser results. We would spend more time on feedback, yes, spend more time on repetition. That's why production is important step that we need to include in our teaching paradigm. Okay, you see, like that, you see how it will be in the teacher's book, a page from a student book, and also what we have instructions for us, yeah, lesson plan. I want to show you that it's not only about tasks, yes, and listening and doing it and what we speak, but pay attention. We also have extra challenge, how to make it more complicated, how to push our students a bit. And then extra support, how to help them, what I told you, extra, yes, extra, it's what we do, extra push and extra support, yes. So 2 actions that we doing to help our students to start learning English with enjoyment. And to cater to their needs, to know our audience. Okay, Wallace, I will be pacing up. I understand we're taking your time a bit. You see, it's what Diana told you. They have scope and sequence for Imagine for Ukraine already prepared. It's for the first one, as I'm obviously speaking about Imagine for Ukraine, for first graders. And please remember that no language can be taught without values. Start speaking about values from the get-to-go. Only you start saying hi, it's also value to greet people. Yes, it's how we start. Our first value, be friendly, but essentially we include all these in our series of Imagine for Ukraine. We learn how to share, how to care about ourselves and other people. We will learn how to respect each other. Yes, and we learn how to be proud of our own culture. You've seen culture pages, and also appreciate other cultures as it's necessary. We try to include a multicultural approach to learning, National Geographic learning, all other books about that, about how to appreciate other cultures and be proud of your own culture too. And also we learn how to protect ourselves, other people, how to care, how to protect. It's what Ukrainians do right now, yes? And how to be responsible and how to try our best. Yes, how to try, but also it's always knowing your limits too, and knowing your strengths and also your drawbacks. Okay, what I want to share with you and want to show you, I don't know. You're probably waiting for something like that till the end, and I believe it's really interesting to see. We created a lot of Quizlets for Imagine for Ukraine, word walls, and also YouTube channels. So stick with me. I'm taking you with myself to the internet. Okay. Tell me if you see it. Yes? You see site. I hope you see. Yes? Okay. So this is a page of Imagine for Ukraine on the site of the publishing house Linguist. You can find all the information about course here, components, samples, videos, presentation, a lot of information. A sample for writing practice, you've seen it during the break, yeah, a lot. And here you will soon see links, but what I want to show you is different one. It's this one. For student, we can choose our books. Take a look. We first graders, we come. Oh, this is our Imagine for Ukraine, my book video, video lessons, and also fun, finally fun. So we can choose a topic. Which one do you like? You can write the color if it will be easier, which we will stick to. Toys. Oh, toys. The first comes first. So we, thank you, Alyssa. We're going for toys. Yes, my bad. I urge you to come here and tick. Try everything yourself. It's interesting. You see 3 games, words, yes, colors and toys. As it's a bit a lot. I propose to start with words to see what we propose for you. We have a list here, these pictures, and they are chosen by yours truly, by me. Why? As we want to show our students not just random pictures, we want to show them pictures that they can relate. If it's car that child's hand is touching. You understand? Such approach. If it's a doll, it's also with a girl. Yeah. If it's a robot, we see how a boy and his father are playing together. Yes. If we're talking about Teddy, we show it together with a child. Yes, and propose different contact. Oh, I personally enjoy this one. It's my favorite one. Yes. It's playing into curiosities, I believe. Interesting to learn. They are translated, obviously. Your students can play it, and you see we have a bunch of them. A lot of word list. You just be able to use a link, and your students will be, if you teach them how to. Yeah. And they definitely have a lot. Let's return to where we've been, to the toys, but let's try a different thing. Let's go for games. You see, we created two vocabulary games, and one for the, oh, it will be easier even to show you the full. Take a look. A lot of games are all for units. You can just choose which to play. So 2 games for toys, and then we have phonics. There we need to reconstruct, yes, what? So it's just like plain fun. My favorite one, sorry, I will be showing you my favorite one. It's this one. I spent a lot of, no, let's say minutes thinking how to create it. One, how are you? Oh, I will show it. Okay, you see what I've seen? Yes? They are learning words, and they need to choose. Oh! I don't know, even being an adult and feeling that it's silly, it's still enjoyable. Okay, we are hungry and cold. What do we want? Milk or fish? Milk or fish? Fish. Yes? Do you play word wall games during your lessons? Yes? Oh, please use. They are funny. Okay, sad cat. Bad or what? Bad. Yeah. Yeah. And then we said we want to hide in the bed. When we happy, we want some fun. Yes. Or maybe it's different. Yes. And you can discuss it. We need to say bye. You see. So games are like that. They can bring additional enjoyment and have. It's already practice. So it means the second one. You see, little board, you can use it. Yes, yes, super. And you can Google it. You can Google football and look for image for Ukraine, and you will be able to find us in community. They already shared, so you can start playing before you show it to your students and enjoy it yourself. You see about Ukraine also here, so culture we also added. Also, bamboozles and different competitive games will be added for this book. And what I wanted to show the last, oh, sorry, we need to adjust the frame. Okay, I wanted to show you Yana. Do you know Yana? Do you know other ILT consultant for publishing house linguist? Maybe you've been to her webinars. She right now, Anna knows, Yana, it's good. Yes, Yana films and organizes right now video lessons for revision, for image, and for Ukraine. So a lot of already filmed, stick to social media, and we will make announcements then, you will be able to watch it. But there will be these videos, Linguist UA, yeah, YouTube Linguist UA, it's here. And for the sake of being truthful, I will show you how I look for new books. I Google linguist, then I visit the site. Yeah, and okay, it's here. Okay, you can learn about publishing houses, about our news and interesting articles. It's in use. Let's take a look. What's the last one? Oh, it's Tatiana. Oh, more conference. Our conference is here. My last article about how to support learning, yeah, and help parents already is there. Okay, but I will be showing you how to find a book. Take a look. Internet shop, yeah. English, obviously we teach in English. We need English. Study, we want to study. And imagine for Ukraine, we are looking at it's alphabetical. Who doesn't know alphabet? It's probably me. Okay, I found it. You see, imagine for Ukraine, Nush, student book 1 is already on the site. So if you want to buy, you can buy it commercially. If you want to stick to learning digitally, please do that too. It will be on the publishing house linguist. Here you will be able to find your student book. Yeah. Okay. So why I'm showing you, If you're looking for workbooks, it will be here. Yeah. Okay, let's return to the presentation. You know right now that we created a lot. It was, no, let's say it's still continuing. Let's not make the cross on it. It has been a very hot summer for us, as we were preparing a lot for this learning year. And we prepare much more right now. You just need to wait a bit and it will be with you. What we prepared and already you will be able to use. We created family school communication letters as their main goals to communicate and build on teachers' credibility. You can set goals together, explain how and what you will be learning with students. Share tasks, not homework, tasks. Yeah, showing what we are doing. Discuss progress. Yes, and discuss outcomes. It's what we want to do. And predict what there would be problems. Take a look. These letters were in Ukrainian. It's not for students, it's for parents. It's for parents, and I urge you to use it. It's first lesson, it's first letter that we propose you to send to parents, or as recently we heard feedback, you can record it, just read it, like a message to your families and greeting them like that, telling them what you will be learning. Yes, what steps you need to do to prepare for it. Oh, okay, sorry. It's hard to see. It's a list of what we need to prepare for learning and then explanation how to discuss what a child learned during the lesson after taking it home. Yeah? And also, you see, at the end, we left the blank spot for you to leave your signature or maybe write your name. It's letter sound like that. Шановна родина, з повагою ваш вчитель. We try to build on a family and school communication. And letters, it's one of the best approaches as they're polite, like letters indicate. And they propose activities. They don't say that you need to do that. No. Here you wouldn't be able to find anything that says you need to. No, only you should and you can approach. Yes. Like that looks the first unit, letter to a family. Take a look. It's what Diana showed you. Yes. Information organizer. So we have lessons. We have what we are right now learning in the classroom and what I can. Yes. I can or I can't. We can put it like that. They have blog for new words, new grammar, song, also phonics, and the story. Explanation for parents to know what their children now learn. And also, you see, everywhere we say we learn together. We do this. Yes? And the explanation, what they can do at home to support this learning. Additional task, but it's usually a game that family can play. And take a look. 2 buttons under the letters and QR code. They will lead to the additional resources, games, word lists on Quizlet, everything that you can let family use. So we prepare such letters for families to start understand the learning process better. And I hope you will find them useful, or at least try to use it for reflection yourself. Yes, it can be a bit of support as a reflective activity, what you can do. So another type, how to support learning process. Yes, I know it's a bit challenging to communicate with parents, and if we can find the point where we can communicate but give ourselves ability to stay away from each other, yes, at respectful distance, it will be great. That's why letters. That's why no other type of communication. As it Viber or Telegram, it's hard to say them to hold this distance, yes, that we need a respectful distance. But with letters, it is easier. So you can use it and send to use it as a Telegram. If you want to add additional information, you can. We try to create a letter that one page. And also, if you want to print, don't be afraid, as we chosen the colors that are easy to see if it's printed in the black. So additional thought in these letters have been put. So it's what we try to give you to support learning during these challenging times. That's why I hope you will be using it. Okay, one more mention. We are finishing. So your certificate of participation. I told you, who remember how long it will take to create a new type of certificate? How long to wait? Do we have? I tell you, yes, Alisa, thank you. Yes, oh, I see a lot of you remember. Yes, 2 weeks. Please wait 2 weeks. We will send you a link to the Google folder. There will be a new certificate with your name, with your unique number. You can come after a year and find your certificate there. Also, we add EKTS and also stamp. So, great certificate. We try to push our standards of certificates on a higher level, but it takes time to organize them. And also program what you've learned today. And not only that, I've seen several requests of you to put information about Imagine in that folder, and I will do it. So you will be able to find a particular information and links to what we discussed today in that folder. If you have some misconnection, if something you haven't received the link in 2 weeks, please contact me. And please don't go away. Stick with me. Social media, it's important. Right now, we try to build on National Geographic Learning community in Ukraine for you to always be able to communicate with me through the Telegram or through the Facebook, which is goes for you with better. Scan the QR code, subscribe, stick to us, and also pay attention to the news about Imagine for Ukraine webinars, consultations, about new resources. That workbook will be already printed, yes, such news. And also we have 2 conferences as National Geographic Learning, and one more conference will be all linguist conference next year. That's why please subscribe and stick to us. Yeah, fun. We provide you with the fun, I hope. Yes, thank you. Thank you all being with us today. I know it's a long conference, but we will learn how to make them better with your feedback. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, good. See you next month. And I hope this start of learning here will be great for you. And your students that you will meet, they will help you with your teaching, and you started with enjoyment. As right now, I believe Ukrainian teachers really deserve positive emotions coming to work, and as we do really hard work right now, and we need to be mindful about a lot of criteria of our teaching. That's why please stay safe, stay sane, and please stay occupied with your profession, yes, and enjoy it. Yeah.
Thank you, Irina. Thank you very much for organizing such a wonderful event. It was a pleasure for me to be a part of this conference and to share something and to get so much energy from the audience and from you. And I would also like to thank all the teachers for being here, for supporting us, and I wish everyone a great start of the new year, actually, new school year.
Oh, they even receive kisses. It's pleasant. It's
So,
pleasant.
so nice and great. You don't want to stop to read all these positive comments. It's like great payment for, for all the efforts. Thank you.
Yeah, but I believe it deserved. One more time, I will be boasting about having my copy and urging you to receive yours. As I really enjoy it, and it's honest emotions. And every game that we created, it was a pleasure to do. It's hard work, but it's also a pleasure. It's teaching, yes, it's like that. I thank you, Diana, for being with us today, and I know that Nia, I believe closer to winter, we will be having a presentation about Imagine for Ukraine too.
Yes,
that's why it's important to stick with us in social media. Yes. So please also follow Diana Galavani. I believe it's important to follow authors and see how they build these ideas on creating such excellent books. That's why thank you for being with us today. And, I will welcome you for any type of webinar. I will just come with the team, we'll be sitting in the join. And I learned a lot from you today, and I hope teachers also learned. Yes, participants, yes, we learned a lot from Diana. That's why thank you. Please come.
Yes, yes, of course. The second level is on its way. I would say it would be even more informative.
Okay, you heard the gossip, you own it. Now go and tell other teachers that the second Imagine for Ukraine is coming. How it was, the winter is coming, yeah? So Imagine for Ukraine 2 is coming soon. Yes, yeah, okay. Okay, thank you everyone for being with us today, and I hope you will enjoy starting teaching with Imagine for Ukraine. If not, please consider starting teaching with Imagine for Ukraine. You've seen a lot of work being put there, and for us it's the first collaboration of National Geographic Learning with any publishing house in Ukraine, and we've put a lot of trust in it and a lot of hopes in it too. That's why I believe you also will be able to enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah, true. That's true. Okay, so it's time to say goodbye.
Oh yes, and a final comment. Sergey, yes, if you come with advertisement, please come, but please support Nasha. Sorry, it's already Ukrainian. Speaking. Okay, but please support our topic too. So thank you for apologizing. And don't feel like you've done something really wrong. Yeah, but be mindful of our people too. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I believe next it's on listening to music and singing together or giving each other some feedback. That's why I believe we need to stop. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you next month, obviously. Yes, bye.
Goodbye, everyone.